Phil, what's up, buddy? Hey everybody, welcome to part 2 of my interview with Daniel Oguin on living the laptop lifestyle. Daniel makes good money traveling the world, just has 2 clients, doing art for these 2 clients. He's lived in everywhere from Thailand, Hawaii, Egypt, and all over the globe. And in the last video, what we discussed was benefits of living the laptop lifestyle, honing your craft, friends and family, visualization, choosing a niche that pays, something that you love, but that also pays you money, your dream client portfolio, and documenting and sharing your process. So if you want to live the laptop lifestyle, watch that video if you want to learn about those topics. This is Phil here, by the way. So Phil, what's up, buddy? So I'm going to go ahead and shoot over to that video right now. Check it out.
You literally just have to research how much that plane ticket costs to get where you want to go, how much it's going to cost for you to live, how much it's going to cost for food, and if you're unfortunate enough to have to continue paying rent or a mortgage or car payments or whatever it is for that, have that as well included into the total. Mm-hmm. And then once you have that number, then you can reverse engineer it and say, okay, this is how much I have to make per month, and therefore this is how much I have to charge.
When it comes to deciding your lifestyle, why is that important? What are the details around that, and what's reverse engineering your lifestyle?
There's a particular way I envision myself looking, feeling, acting, and being and living in each moment in the future. So it's important for me to be able to visualize the type of person that I want to be and that I want to become. That includes the way I dress, the way I speak, what I learn, where I want to live, the types of people I want to have in my life, the types of places that I want to visit, the types of foods that I want to eat. So being able to visualize, for example, that I wanted to travel the world and I wanted to do what I love and I wanted to be doing it with people that I love was enough for me to take the leap and join some friends back in 2014 to go to India and Egypt because I knew I wanted to travel. And I just took a leap of faith. Whatever it is you want to do, let's say you want to be able to travel every single month, then you literally just have to research how much that plane ticket costs to get where you want to go, how much it's going to cost for you to live, how much it's going to cost for food, and if you're unfortunate enough to have to continue paying rent or a mortgage or car payments or whatever it is for that, have that as well included into the total. Mm-hmm. And then once you have that number, then you can reverse engineer it and say, okay, this is how much I have to make per month, and therefore this is how much I have to charge. I didn't know how much I was supposed to charge because I didn't have a lot of bills to pay. I didn't have a lot of overhead to pay. So it was hard for me to give somebody an hourly rate, and I was always too scared and trepid to say a high number for the types of service that I wanted to provide. But as soon as you have a finite number, what it's going to take for you to live your laptop lifestyle, then you'll be able to charge what you need to charge.
So I love what Daniel's saying here, because every service provider I know, including me in the 15 years I was in the music industry, gets uncomfortable with charging high amounts of money for their product or service. But if you know exactly how much money you need in order to live your laptop lifestyle, then it gives you a clear reasoning why to charge the amount that you're charging. So let's say you map out where you want to travel to, and you calculate it's going to cost you $3,000 a month to travel to those places. Well, now you can tell your potential clients that you have 2 slots open for $1,500 a month. Now you're not going to worry about negotiating or anything in that nature, because you know how much you need to do this, and it gives you a reasoning to charge what you're going to charge. That eradicates any uncertainty for charging what you're worth. So I have this big number that I'm going to have to make if I have to keep paying my bills at home, and this smaller number if I can just stop renting that place and start traveling for a few years. Let's say that's $5,000. So you say, okay, $5,000, I'm going to have 5 clients at $1,000 or 2-3 clients at $2,000. How much have you paid for, everything, your rent, your food, your travel? What's the whole amount when you live in somewhere like Egypt or somewhere?
Plane tickets aside, when I stayed in India and Egypt and Thailand, I would only have to pay between $100 to $200 a month just for my house, just to stay in some place. and
A nice place.
a very nice place.
$100 to $200.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And food, if you're trying to get by on a small budget, if that's what you feel you need to travel, they're dollar meals, sometimes even less.
So you can live, what, $400, $500,
You can do
$600 a
You
month
can
for
easily
everything.
do it.
Wow. So think about it. If it only costs $400 to $500 a month to live in a beautiful place and eat good food in another country, that might be an option. You might be able to take quite a bit of a pay cut from whatever you're doing now for money and live that laptop lifestyle. So knowing that information, it might be a little bit more attainable than you thought. So we're going to discuss two things. We're going to discuss pitfalls, and then we're going to ask for Om to share a story in regards to visualizing with us. So when it comes to pitfalls, do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Doing free work is like a rope around your belt, and like your clients are just holding you back. What should have taken me 2 years took me more like 5 or 6. Simply because I was doing too much free work or pro bono work under the idea that they were somehow going to make me famous or transform the project we were working on into a big, gigantic $1 million business that includes creating your own fashion company, creating an app, creating a book, creating a movie. You get enamored by the project and the person and their past, and you just want to dedicate your entire life to them. But that was one of my pitfalls, was doing too much free work and undercharging for my work, because I was scared to be denied, and I was scared that people were going to think of me, that I wasn't good enough.
Do you have a story about visualization, anything that happened in your life?
When I first started off and I moved from Hawaii to the Bay Area in California, my mentor at the time gave me some Tony Robbins audio tapes, and this was back when we still had iPods. He pulled it out of a drawer and he said, "Listen to this before you start working with me." Tony's exercises in writing down the goals that I wanted to achieve. So I had to visualize what my entire life would look like in the next month, in the next year, in the next 5 years, and then in the next 10 years. And this encompasses everything from how much money I wanted to make, if I wanted to have a house. I remember specifically saying, I want to have a fridge full of food, I want to have a specific car, I want to have a specific girlfriend, and I want to be able to travel, and I want to be able to have what was then Kangen water dispensers, and I wrote all kinds of stuff, and I followed it. And then I remember checking back on it a couple years later, and I had achieved everything that I had written on there. I had a brand new Toyota Prius, I had the girl of my dreams, I had money in the bank, I had a fridge full of food. I couldn't even buy running shoes back then, but I was like, I want a fresh pair of Nikes so I can run in them. And I had my shoes, I had everything from head to toe, man.
You got it running.
Yeah, I had it running.
All right, so to recap, we have visualizing your trajectory, really what it is that you want to be doing, who you want to be doing it with, what are all the details surrounding your life. Then when it comes to the next step, which is deciding your lifestyle, I mean, who doesn't love doing that, right? Just fantasizing and getting really clear and vision boarding. And then making sure that you are aware of the pitfalls, people that are painting this big, beautiful vision of their life and what their project and what they want to do, and then offering you little or no money for it. I mean, at least if they're offering a little bit of money, then it shows that they care. And then, of course, the story of how Om visualized his life and how it came into fruition. I think that is so incredibly powerful. We have 3 more videos for you, and we're going to take you through these steps. Make sure you download the worksheet next to this video and fill it out completely. And in 7 days, you're going to get the next video where we're going to go into the next step, which is getting your first clients. So today we learned some crucial steps on what you need to do to transition out of where you are now into making money from your laptop, being able to travel and go wherever you want and do whatever you want to do. Those steps are as follows. Step 1, visualize. Now, not just in a woo-woo way, but if you really fantasize about the perfect lifestyle you want to have, then you can move on to step 2, which is research what it'll cost to have that lifestyle. Research what it'll cost to live in those places. The home, the location, the food, everything that you need. And then you can reverse engineer that so that you know how much you need to, step 3, charge people. Because if you're just charging people random amounts of money, then you might be a little bit uncertain about it. You might allow them to negotiate with you. But if you know that you need $3,000 to live abroad, then you'll only allow for 2 clients to pay you $1,500 each. Then you're not going to budge on your price. Everything's going to be good to go. So step 1 is visualization. Step 2 is researching what it'll cost to live there. And then step 3 is knowing that that's how much you're going to have to charge each one of your clients. We also learned that it might cost you as little as $400 a month to live abroad. So it might be a lot easier and more attainable than we once thought. Daniel also discussed the pitfalls of not doing work for free, even if people are promising you the world, like this is going to be a multi-million-dollar company, I'm going to make you famous, etc. So I hope that this is extremely valuable to you. I'm excited for you guys to watch the next video where we talk about getting your first clients, building your portfolio, targeting your portfolio, publishing a daily or weekly piece of work, Daniel telling you how he got his first clients, and how to target your client of choice, as well as the amazing concept of coming in with a handshake and leaving with a hug. Make sure you watch that video, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.